So I did martial arts since I was 8 years old. I started Taekwondo first and then I stopped until I was 13. My dad been wanting me to do actually Muay Thai first. So at that time period when I was 13 to 14, I kind of took a break, didn't do any martial arts. So, and then I decided to tell my dad, you know what, I think it's time for him to find me another martial art gyms because I kind of lost passion in Taekwondo. And then he eventually found 5M MMA in Kepong. So ever since I was 14, I trained till now, 7 years. Actually, my parents, actually, especially my dad, he wants me to, do martial art actually as a defense mechanism for people, bully people. So you need to know some, defense for yourself, right? Stand up for yourself. And eventually, as I train longer in 5M MMA, I get more passionate about MMA. So that's why I get into like deeper connection with this MMA sport, and I get really interested in it. I first joined in 5M when I was 14, which is 2018. If you count it here, maybe it's almost around 7 years. At first it was very hard because school in the morning and then and then training at night, and then always when I wake up to school I feel like very freaking tired. Eventually after like few weeks, few months, then I kind of adapt to it. So and then I built this mindset, which is I can train and study, and I gotta schedule myself, which is the important part. I have to schedule when to study, when to train, and then my homework. So it's not easy, but I got over it. A decision for me to compete in MMA, yeah, it is mine, because I think MMA it's like it's a very unique sport, and I already been new MMA since actually I was maybe 14, 2 games. But as I got more understanding about this sport, that's where I get really interested, and I really want to join this competition and make it maybe probably as my career. So one of the athletes that really inspired me in this sport, definitely Demetrius Johnson, DJ, because I kind of relate to him because he's a small guy, but he always overcome that situation where he won against a big guy, and his IQ is like really good. And not only Demetrius Johnson, GSP also, Alexander Volkanovski, which is someone that I relate because they're small, but they always overcome that David versus Goliath situation. So far, my 2 fights in RAGE MMA, I feel like I did well enough to get the victory. I never regret how I won, because I always been training consistently, even though, like I said before, at the Aaron Law fight, I've been training consistently even when I'm off camp. So what I did is something that I always been doing in the gym. It's just that I would say that night my game plan executed perfectly compared to them. My second fight against Oliver, I did quite well. Of course, there's some stuff that I quite worried that what he might throw, especially his liver knee, that what he did to Oscar. So I was quite aware with that. So I was quite aware, and then at the same time, my game plan is like what I said before. I can strike, I can grapple. So I don't really I don't really worry about that much. So I just keep on training and then execute my game plan perfectly, what I did at the backstage. So I'm only 21 years old this year, so I consider myself young in this sport. I got my inspirations from Alexander Liu and Agilantani for what they did in this sport. So in this sport, I want to achieve like way more than just being an amateur fighter in Malaysia. I want to represent Malaysia as a professional fighter. I have my coaches, Alexander Liu, Agilantani. What they did for this sport, it's already very good in this in our country. So I want to, I want to achieve more than what they could. Currently, I'm just gonna focus on my finals, and then after that, maybe I'll think about it more in the future. Watch me fight for the flyweight RAGE MMA title at the Cage Lalaport in 7 September.